the generational issues. We're in a generation where everybody thinks this is the worst generation. But one thing I want to share with you is this is not the worst generation. Every generation has felt this is the worst generation. That means we are in a generation that we are supposed to be in. This is our generation. With all the pressure, with all the challenges, with all the failures, with all the mistakes, this is our generation. But the question is, do we have the right knowledge? Do we have the right tools to handle the generation? Because every generation, God allows every generation to have their own tools. You know what? 100 years ago, there were no cars. 100 years ago, there were no microphones, there were no speakers, there were no planes, there was nothing. There was nothing. But those people were able to live in their generation with whatsoever they had. I believe we're in the best generation that has ever lived on earth. I don't want us to have that mind that this is the worst generation with everything going on. This is the best generation. And God has a purpose, has a reason why He left you in this generation. It may not have everything right. You do not have everything perfect, but you are in your generation. Don't abuse your generation. Don't hate your generation. Don't try to run from your generation. You are in the right generation. Let's just get the right tools. Let's just get the right tools on how to live in this generation. We need tools through education. We need tools through parenting. We need tools through many other avenues. And when we get the right tools, we shall not complain about our generation. We shall not curse our generation. We shall not hate our generation. We're going to love it, work around with it, pray for it, and be in it, and we shall be victors and overcomers in our generation. We are not living in the worst generation. We are living in the right generation. All we need is the right tools to combat everything in it. You know what? I've read about revivals because I'm a theologian. I've read about revivals. And you know what? In every revival, one thing you'll find there is people of that generation thought their generation was the worst. So every generation has their own challenges to fight about. Every generation thought Christ is coming soon. Christ is coming now because this is the worst generation. God has to burn it and destroy it. And you know what? Christ didn't come. Christ didn't destroy it. And today we are in a generation with planes, cars, this, the other, phones. And I'm sure guys who lived 100, 150 years ago, if they rise from the dead now, they'll be amazed on how easy life is today. And you know what? They'll still say, we are the most sinful generation. So you are not the worst generation that has ever lived. No, nobody should tell you that. Nobody should tell that you guys are just so close to sin. Nope. Those of us who have read the Bible, who have gone through several books, we know we are not in the worst generation. We are in the right generation. All we need is the right tools to stand and defend what we believe and defend what is right. Of course, we first of all define what is right. Then how do we defend it? How do we live there? And when we understand all that kind of stuff, I'm telling you, we shall enjoy our generation, we shall leave something important for our children, and we shall never complain. And we're going to stop complaining, stop cursing, stop seeing this as the worst generation. You are living in the best generation. All you need is the right tools to stand in it and leave a legacy for your children, for your children's children, and you'll always be remembered as the greatest person that has ever lived. Stand strong. Use the right tools. God bless you.